Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Tuesday the 29th of November 2022. In today's Millwall news, we hear from Gary Rowett about the FA Cup draw. Is he happy or not? Well, let's have a find out. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, South London Press's online website, and it says, Millwall boss Gary Rowett gets one of his wishes in FA Cup third round draw. Millwall manager Gary Rowett has admitted he got one of his wishes in last night's FA Cup draw. The Lions will face Sheffield United at the Den in the third round in an all-championship match. The two clubs also met in a competition in January 2020 when the Blades were a Premier League outfit. Mohamed Basik and Oliver Norwood scored in the second half to knock Millwall out, both strikes from the edge of the penalty box. The last time the sides played in the FA Cup against each other prior to that was in 1914. Sheffield United have won all three FA Cup encounters. The third round will take place between January the 6th and January the 9th. Rowett told the South London Press, "Before you draw, you're thinking please be at home, that's the first thought. Massive tick on that one. Most clubs do the same, you want something slightly different. That's the whole FA Cup scenario, to face something a bit different to what you do every week. I'm sure both clubs have sat there thinking, oh, blimey, it feels like another championship game. But it won't be the times that we get to it. We'll make some changes, and I'm sure they will. It will feel slightly different. We know what the history is for our club in the FA Cup, and we want to try and see if we can get through, simple as. But we know that Sheffield United are a good side, and we know they'll come with a bigger squad than us. They'll be able to make a few more changes and still be really competitive." So going off of that quote, it sounds like Gary Rowett's up for the cup. He's well up for it, according to that, and he's going to go for it. He wants to win this game. Which, I would imagine as a football manager and as a professional competitor, you would want to win everything that you participate in, but the eyes are on the prize, and the prize is not to get to the FA Cup final and lose to either Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United or Chelsea. Prize for us, and we're halfway there, is to get into the playoffs and maybe even more than that, maybe in the top two, but that's pushing it a bit. But the prize is top six, so we do not need any distractions from that. Although, again, I'm sure Gary Rowett will make changes for this game. Will we see other players coming in? I mean, last season and the season before, we had George Long playing in a couple of positions. It seems as time goes on and on and on, George Long is the first choice goalkeeper now. He's cementing his place. As the results come and the results are positive, like, you can't change it. So are we going to see Bart come in for cup games now? Is it switched? Is it gone vice versa? I'm sure George Evans will get a start. Gary Rowett's itching to get him into the starting lineup. If he's still here at the club, I don't know if he wants to leave and get more football in January. So obviously this is 6 days into the January transfer window. I'm sure we won't be signing anyone before then, but maybe in terms of players going out, who knows? Now, this never really occurred to me, but this kind of makes sense now. Tyler Burey wasn't involved in the Bromby game. I'm like, oh yeah, he wasn't, was he? Oh, so apparently he's got an illness. So, and this is from southwarknews.co.uk. Millwall face fresh doubt ahead of Sunderland clash. Tyler Burey set to join Benefoglio on the sidelines ahead of the Lions trip to the north east. Millwall forward Tyler Burey is a doubt to face Sunderland at Stadium Light on Saturday afternoon. The 21-year-old has featured in 18 of the Lions' 20 championship matches so far this season, but missed Saturday's 1-1 draw against Brondby at the Den through illness. Burey only returned to training yesterday after missing the entirety of last week, ruling him out of Tuesday's behind closed doors friendly match and making it incredibly unlikely that he will be fit to travel to Wearside this weekend. Gary Rowett revealed to News Den what the plans would be for the attack as he targets a quick return to the first team squad. Tyler has been ill for the last week, Millwall Wallace explained. He's been in training on Monday. It's his first day back training. I think he'll train with the under-23s on Tuesday, so he gets a better session. He's literally been in bed for the best part of the week. I tell you what, brother, me too. I was sickless for last week. It was not fun. Yes, and I'm still feeling it, bro. So I wouldn't wish that on anyone, especially not Tyler Burey. We'll try and tread carefully with him and hope that if he gets through that fine with no real effects, then he'll be in on Thursday with the rest of the group ready to go. That's the hope. With the week off, having missed almost 2 weeks, having been ill for 7 to 10 days, to play him in the game after one day's training is probably too much of a risk. Games are just a little bit quicker. It's a shame for him, but we've got to make sure we make good decisions. I think that's the best decision to leave him tomorrow. He'll train with the under-23s. He'll probably have Wednesday off, and then he'll be back on Thursday, ready to go with the rest of the group. Hopefully that should see him fit for selection at some point, but not to start on Saturday because he's missed a lot of training. Fair enough. Fair enough. Take your time, get fit, get ready, and come back good. Come back strong. I'm going to finish this from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Murray Wallace, a little piece from him. Murray Wallace approaching championship milestone. Mill defender on the pitfalls if a team gets too cocky. Murray Wallace is only 4 matches shy of making 200 championship appearances, so the Scot is well versed in the pitfalls and traps that can befall teams once they get above their station. The Lions will resume championship action on Saturday at Sunderland, looking to strengthen their grip on a playoff place. Mill's 4-2 win at Preston North End before the break, to coincide with the start of the World Cup, means Gary outside made their best start to a second-tier season after 19 games in the last decade. But Wallace is staying grounded. When things are going well, that's when the league is almost at its most dangerous, said the Glasgow-born former Scunthorpe United outfield and full-coat defender. It's something we reiterate within the squad. We've got a good couple of results, and then we make sure we don't get carried away, because when you do, you start thinking you're something that you're not, and then you're better than you are, forget where you got there. That is when you tend to come a little bit undone. For example, we were on a good run of wins, and then we came up against Huddersfield, bottom of the league and not in great form, and they beat us. They scored a pretty lucky goal, but we didn't play great. It's important when you remember the good things that put us in position. Wallace has started all 16 of the league matches he has been available for this season. He missed 3 fixtures with a groin problem, which forced him off in the 2-1 success at Bristol City. Then he was suspended for a stalemate with Hull after picking up 5 bookings, including 3 in a row to force him back on the sidelines. I felt a couple of weeks prior to the game it was a niggling sort of one, said the 29-year-old. It was a little touch and go in that game, and I think I went to sprint or kick a ball and just felt it go, when you're lacking that power to push off and do certain things. That is kind of where I was at in that game. It reminded me of what happened at the end of last season at Bournemouth. I had a similar kind of feeling, and I didn't want to make it any worse. It was the right thing to do, not carrying on. It probably limited the damage that was there. Made a relatively quick comeback from it. Wallace broke Bart Biakowski's stranglehold on Mill's Player of the Season award when he claimed the accolade in May. I've been doing okay this season, not great, said the former Scotland under-21 international. I've been a little bit disappointed that I haven't been at the same consistent levels as last season. I always want to improve. There are silly little mistakes that have led to goals, which has been frustrating. It's those lapses of concentration that I'll be looking to cut out. I'll look to stay focused and keep trying to put in better performances. Wallace has tended to chip in with goals. He scored 6 times last season, but is yet to get off the mark in the current campaign. Instead, it has been Leeds' lonely Charlie Cresswell leading the way for the centre-backs with 4. He's sort of got the Midas touch. Everything he touches is a goal at the moment, said Wallace. That's credit to him. He's a young lad and he's always going to take a little bit of time to get used to the championship, to gel with your new team and get a feel what the level is about. He played the first few games, that was out the next few games, and then he's back. You can see now in his performances that he's really grown in confidence. Goals are helping, but it's also the fact that the results are well. It will do wonders for his development. Indeed, indeed, indeed. So yeah, there's a little interview with Murray Wallace, and it seems just because he's 4 games away from 200, but they're doing it now, and for some reason, and not in 3 games time. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.